Market update on the 18th. As you can see, Netflix killed their earnings apparently. I didn't look at the numbers, but they're up big after hours, and SPY is up as well because of that. And so looking at the overall chart, today was kind of a weird day because yesterday I was expecting this to turn into a second wave down here, but we ended up getting a gap up right away. For that reason, this has to be an ABC move. This is not impulsive at all. Plus, we got more confirmation as this came down here. And so right now, I have this labeled as ABC. And so then after that, we got a move down here, which actually looks like it could be impulsive. I'm leaning towards it being corrective though, especially now. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this crossed over into the first wave. So it's more likely ABC, B, and then a C wave, so ABC overall. And then this move right here is also corrective. Parallel line, you can see that it doesn't cross outside the top of the parallel line. So we know that's corrective as well. And so what it looks like is this is actually A. This is probably B, but the problem is we're up after hours, and it actually makes sense because I was trading this today, and it looks like an impulsive move, and then we got A, B, and then we ripped up here higher. Turned out to be a corrective move. This also looked like a corrective move, but if we end up higher tomorrow, I would actually consider this to be A, B, and then a C wave up here. And also, there's potential for this to be, let's see, could be a B wave triangle as well. So it would look like this. It would actually be A, B. We would get the C wave tomorrow, like we're up after hours. So we get a C wave tomorrow. And then we would get a D wave over here. And an E wave all the way up here. And that would complete the overall B wave. And we would then be looking for a C wave down. Probably a little bit farther than the A wave, so somewhere down in here, probably in this resistance area. And so overall, it would look like A, B, C, D over here. And this is kind of looking like it could be a diagonal, but they're all ABC moves. So A, B, C, D, and then we would get an E wave up here. We draw a parallel line here. You'll see, it's not right, parallel line right here. You'll see this on the 14th, we were at 370, 18th, 375. So, but probably going to be Thursday or Friday if we hit 380 or 382. And that would be the overall E wave. And that would either complete the overall A wave, or that could be the overall second wave. If we zoom out here a little bit, for this move right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only go to 380, and then we go down. Or we could go to 380, pull back, and then go higher for a second wave. Because you got to remember too that the 0.5 fib is at 390. So if we only go to 380 here, pull back to, let's say we pull back to 365, we could go to 390 to 400. Maybe hit this outside parallel line too for a second wave here at 410, maybe sometime in November. That's possible too. But yeah, this is pretty much what it looks like to me right now. The other possibility is that this completed the second wave of this, but I would say it's highly unlikely because of how far we corrected. And because this looks more corrective than impulsive, I would say this is probably the most likely scenario. I can't think of a better scenario based on the movement of this B wave, because I was expecting it to be finished right here. That was a corrective wave, but then we came down here and now we're going higher. So the only thing that really makes sense is either ABC. It could just be ABC as well, and then we go down. That would make sense too. Let's look up second wave diagonal. There, I think it can be a second wave diagonal. Let's take a look at this. Let's see here. Yeah, see right here, this is kind of what we're looking at. So we have 1, ABC, even though this is a 5-wave move, it looks like an A wave, so I have it labeled differently. I have it labeled A, B, C, D, E, and these are all A moves, or 3-wave moves. So we have ABC, 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 A, B, C, and then we would get an ABC move higher, and then we would probably, I would say the most likely after that is probably that second scenario where we pull back for a B wave. We would pull back, let's say we go to 380, pull back at least to probably like 370, 368, 370, somewhere in there, and then we would go higher. So like this, and then we would go higher. So let's take a look at the VIX now. That's pretty much what I think about. I think that probably the most likely scenario is we are doing a second wave overall. And we're probably going to do A wave, B wave, C wave. That's the most likely scenario. And on the VIX, the VIX was down today as well, and still heading towards my target of the low 28s. I don't think this is going to be a second wave. I still think, based on what we see on SPY, that the most likely scenario is a pullback and a move higher, and the VIX is going to have to come down to 28 for that to work out. So that's pretty much it for the VIX and SPY. The dollar, don't really need to go over that much. The dollar is still a little bit bearish, but pretty flat today. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for sticking with me the whole video if you're here still. I know that some of this can get kind of confusing sometimes, and today was a really hard day to trade, in my opinion, because you only got this gap up and then you got this move down, but it was kind of like you didn't know how far it was going to go. There was a gap here, but I think most people were kind of, there's no way it's going to go all the way to the gap. That was a 2% sell-off right there. And then we got to move higher, and then it just chopped pretty much the rest of the day. So I traded a little bit, and I made some money on SPY, and I made some money on SQQQ, but it wasn't the best day to trade, especially when you have moves like this where you're thinking it's going to be impulsive, and then it ends up breaking higher. So I'll put the key takeaways in the description, but I would still look for 380 to be a good target for this A wave. And then I would probably look for a B wave pullback and a C wave higher. Again, second wave is not out of the question though, if this ends up being the top. So that's it. Let me know how you did in the comments, and please like and subscribe, and I will talk with you tomorrow.